Hello, everybody. And today I'm joined by Soultana Livarda, who it's actually her first time at IATEFL. And so we're very pleased that she's come to speak to us today about her experience and also what she's going to be talking about. So Tanya, hello.
Hi, Nikki. Nice meeting you.
It's lovely to meet you too. How is your experience so far?
Well, it's been an amazing experience. It's my first time that I've been in an IATEFL conference, although I've been a member since 2016. And I'm so looking forward to the rest of the sessions today and the next few days.
Are you finding it overwhelming, or have you been able to navigate everything with ease?
No, you can't be overwhelmed, to be honest with you. I mean, if you are organized and you know where you want to go, I mean, everything is pretty straightforward. So there's no chance to get lost or something like that. So it's been an amazing experience so far.
Oh, this is great to hear. So Tanya, tell us something about yourself. What's your background? What do you do? Where are you based?
Well, so I'm from Greece. Basically, I live in Thessaloniki, the northern part of Greece. And I'm representing TESOL Macedonia Straits Northern Greece, our association. And I'm also representing myself here. And I'm a teacher trainer. I'm an oral examiner. I'm exams content writer, and I believe that I'm doing some more things that I just slip my mind. Yeah. I'm kind of jack of all trades. I mean, I try to do many things, to try out new things in order to proceed my career, to make a progress as a teacher and as a human being as well.
Okay, and I noticed that on Friday, I think it's 12:45.
Yes, it is.
You're giving a talk, and your talk is called "One for All and All for One," or "All for One and One for All." I'm not sure which way around it is.
Yes, it's stolen by a book.
It's quite, it's a famous quote.
It is a famous
and this is all about mentoring. Mentoring is something I'm incredibly interested in, so I'm really looking forward to telling us all about the talk and where the inspiration came from and your experience. So maybe we could start there. What was the inspiration for your talk?
Well, to be honest with you, I have tried out mentoring since 2021. So thankfully, one of the companies that I'm collaborating in the UK asked me to mentor new colleagues. And this was the first time that I have tried out mentoring, although I was aware of how mentoring could work, but not in education. I mean, in the business sector, it's quite evident. It happens, and it's extremely important. But how about education? I mean, it was rather tricky for me because I haven't been trained as a mentor. So things went quite well because I'm working at a really, let's say, let's say a flexible environment, and we had the opportunity to try out new things with our colleagues and give the support that they need. And actually, this is the basis of the mentoring. And then I was wondering, and I said, yes, okay, let's try this out to Greece. Could it work in Greece or not? Because I'm working in a different learning environment in Greece rather than in the UK. So I decided to try this out as well.
What was your context in the UK? It was a private language school, or it was where were you?
Well, I'm working as an oral examiner.
Okay.
So things are quite flexible there. So, and we have a mentoring scheme. I mean, this is the first time that I have come across a mentoring scheme in the education sector. However, in Greece, it's a totally different story.
Okay.
So I decided to try this out in my professional life, working with colleagues in the language school, etc. And I could say that it could work in a sense that the other person is open to collaboration and is open to support, but it needs time and effort to do that. So I decided to look into it further because I'm that kind of person that, okay, when I'm working in a different spectrum of teaching, I like to investigate it and see how it could work, what I can do, etc. I decided to conduct research on that. So my talk will incorporate all these things, my story behind mentoring, some key features of mentoring, some findings that I found out that teachers could benefit from having mentoring schemes into their language schools. And yes, and I'm so happy because I'm having two other people talking about mentoring because it's a forum on mentoring, and two other people, two amazing colleagues will also talk about mentoring. I'm so excited. And also our plenary today was on mentoring and coaching as well. I was like, yes, eventually more and more people are talking about mentoring.
And is mentoring only for new teachers, or can it be beneficial to teachers at any point in their career?
For sure, it will benefit both newbies and more experienced ones. The traditional approach towards mentoring says that an experienced person passes knowledge on to the inexperienced one. However, mentoring is more than that. Is the learning opportunities that both parts can get and receive from each other. So for me, I would love to have I have mentors, but they are not named as mentors. I mean, I have named them as mentors. So it benefit all of them. Believe me, both experienced and inexperienced, and because we are in a profession that are encouraged to learn as we grow, as we go, etc. So this is
to continually develop.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of teachers, even though they're experienced, might think, "Oh, I can't be a mentor. I don't know what I'm doing." What would you say to that if a teacher came back with that response to you of, "Oh, no, I'm sure I'm not good enough to be a mentor"?
So this is why mentoring schemes should exist. So the mentoring scheme should first train prospective mentors, because mentors should have certain features and certain characteristics, like being empathetic, embrace collaboration, embrace cooperation, having this mindset that everything is a reason for learning. So there is all the mentors should have this mindset. However, more practical things like how I can support a teacher, an experienced one or an inexperienced one, could be learned through training, through mentoring training programs. So, and bear in mind that normally mentors are the link between the managers and the colleagues. So your job, because it's not a job for me, so your job is to make this link, make this cooperation as smoother as possible. But it needs training and it needs time. And this is what I meant when I said that you both learning, both the mentor and the mentee are learning through this process. Because if something doesn't work for you and I suggested it to you, then it teaches me that I should use another way. So it's a reflective process. It's a reflective tool for both parts. But from the mentor's part, it needs some training in order to have this brilliant and amazing experience a mentoring scheme can offer.
I think it's a really important point that you make, that it's not just the mentee that's benefiting from this. I know even in teacher training, when we're watching other people teaching in the classroom, we're learning what they do and we're seeing how they do things. So it's a learning experience for everybody. So it's beneficial from that point of view as well, for sure. How time consuming is it to be a mentor?
It is time consuming, but as long as you establish clear communication protocols, like I cannot be available 24/7 for you. I mean, it's not humane. So if you set um, specific goals, what you expect from a mentoring program, what your mentee expects from a mentoring program. If you just set these protocols of communication, so I will be available from there till then. Of course, you should email me, etc. But I won't be available 24/7. So this gives a sense of trust, a sense that, okay, there's someone there to hear me and support me. And it also gives a sense of respect, in a way, to respect
Absolutely.
your own limits, to respect your own barriers as well. And I think the basis of a professional relationship, because mentoring is a beneficial professional relationship, if I may, can encourage all this stuff.
You mentioned reflection and reflecting. When does that come in the process? Do you reflect together with the mentee as a mentor, or is it something that you do on your own? And is it easy to do? Or again, does this kind of take training, different ways of doing it?
So there is this notion nowadays which is called as a teacher as a reflective practitioner. And I've always embraced the idea that, okay, whether we are successful or we have failed on something, we should reflect either on the success or the failure. So yes, mentoring is a reflective tool, and this reflection could come from both parts. So let's say that we have a mentoring scheme which starts by setting goals, then the observation is conducted in order to see whether these goals have been met or not. Then the debriefing part exists. So during the debriefing part, what you need to see is whether the other person has reflected on the strengths and the challenges. I don't prefer the term weaknesses. No, we don't have weakness. We're just challenged in a way. And not only the mentees from the mentee's point of view, but from own point of view as well, because you are the support, you are the ears that that the mentee could come to you, and they will ask you what. They will ask you questions. They will give you their worries, everything that could happen. And this is the reflection process. When the mentee says, okay, this didn't work for me, then you start reflecting, okay, why? Or have I done something in order to help you, or do you need more help? In what sense? So both parts could reflect on this process. And this is the magic thing about mentoring. And of course, mentoring cannot only exist in secondary or primary education, it could work in tertiary education as well. So I remember a colleague of mine who lives in Budapest, I think. Yes. So they have included some mentoring programs there. She's working in the university. So they have included mentoring programs mainly to support students through the academic studies. And she told me, when I asked her, okay, does this work in tertiary education? Because things are not quite flexible there. And she's like, yes, it could work. I mean, we are at the beginning of this, of using these mentoring schemes, but students can truly benefit not only from the academic studies, but what entails to be a student, like the stress, being overwhelmed, okay, I have so many assignments to do, etc.
Oh, absolutely. Straight away, I can see the benefits of sending the student teachers into schools and having mentors from practitioners. Absolutely, 100%. What would you recommend to anybody who's thinking, I'd love to set up a scheme like this in my institution? Is there anywhere they can turn to, or how should they start thinking? What might be their first steps?
Well, perhaps what they could do is to start thinking why they need this mentoring program, how they can benefit their their school, their institution, whatever this is. And after that, what they can do is to view how mentoring works in other places around the world. I mean, in Greece, it's not quite obvious, unfortunately. I mean, it takes some time to get used to some new things, but they can see how this can work in other places around the world if they have, of course, the opportunity. Otherwise, they could take some courses and some training on mentoring and start slowly applying this knowledge. I mean, it takes time. Mentoring takes time and effort. It's an ongoing process. It does not stop, let's say, in one day or in 1 week or in 1 year. And it's a different mentality from the teacher's point of view, from the management team, because the management team is the ones who can organize such programs. And if they have this transformative leadership scheme, they would be more able to offer such programs rather than having this autocratic leading that, okay, I'm the boss, you must do this, and this. I know you don't know. So in mentoring, everyone is an expert, and that's why you have recruited them. So when you start with this mindset, then it's easier to build slowly these mentoring schemes and see how it works through reflection. So it's a challenging process, but the first thing that you can do is to reflect and say why you need this one, and then start trying out different mentoring schemes and see what works and what does not work. And of course, if there is an opportunity, you can get some training. So I'm in the process of creating training I wouldn't say booklet, but a training course on mentoring. But it should take time. I think it should be ready next year, but who knows? I'm not sure.
Well, best of luck with that. And if anyone is watching and they're interested in reading or doing the course that you're putting together, will it be online or how can we find it?
Yes, of course, it will be online as well and face-to-face. And I think that I will promote it through my social media. So whenever it's ready, and I will be more than happy to see more and more teachers embracing this idea, because mentoring is this one for all and on for one and all for one quote as the Three Musketeers. So yes, we should embrace this idea because we have each other. And we learn from each other, we learn from other people, and it's extremely important to learn from a fellow colleague and get the support that we need from a fellow colleague, and to see that someone is there to help us and to support us in any possible way. So this is mentoring.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I just, I really hope that potential teachers who could be mentors seize the opportunity and not thinking, I don't want you in my classroom watching what I do. Like, everyone learns all the time from each other, and it's the best way of developing.
Exactly.
Oh,
I agree with you.
Thank you so much for chatting. All the best with your talk. I hope it goes really well.
Thank you very much.
And is there anything that you're super excited about today at the conference?
Well, I'm super excited to see a few talks that I have highlighted. I'm also attending the AGM today, and I'm so excited because our chair, Soultana Livarda, is taking a position on the board of trustees as the general secretary.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're really happy to have her there, and we're really proud of her. And I'm so looking forward for the rest of the sessions tomorrow and on Friday. Yes, it will be amazing. I'm sure about that.
It will. A busy week. Tanya, it's lovely to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you.